A recent leak over on Twitter seems to have revealed some very early concept art for the upcoming Marvel movies, The Eternals. And this concept art focuses on the monstrous Deviants. We all know how hard Marvel Studios works to keep this stuff under wraps, and I will say these designs are quite scary. This makes me way more excited for what they're doing with this film. So let's take a couple minutes to look at these new pictures, because they are something pretty cool and quite the change to the sometimes almost clownish version of the Deviants in the comics. Now, before we dig into these pictures, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We got this PlayStation 5 to give away at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Also, don't forget about that Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's a great way to support this channel with just a tiny bit of pocket change, all while not creating any reoccurring obligation to you. We really appreciate it. Well, like we were saying, Marvel Studios works really hard to keep their stuff under wraps. And recently, a leak over on Twitter gave us quite the extended look at the Eternals. Now, there have been a whole bunch of leaks, and because the Eternals was delayed, I'm sure there were extra challenges in keeping this stuff under wraps. Now, we did see some designs for the Deviants in some earlier LEGO sets, and a tiny glimpse of them in the trailer. But this account over on Twitter really dropped a ton of pictures. Now, before we dig into these, remember, these aren't from Marvel Studios, and it is possible that none of them are real. But they look pretty authentic, and some of the images are of Crow, who we know is part of the film, and it does actually look like the action figure leak we already had. So let's just run these pictures in the background and we'll talk a little bit about the Deviants. Now, if you remember correctly, the Deviants were one of the races formed by the Celestials when they made the humans and they made the Eternals. Now, they made millions of Deviants, and each Deviant is quite different. In the comics, they typically look like various kinds of monsters, and to most humans and Eternals, that's exactly what they appear to be. Now, the Deviants don't call themselves the Deviants, they refer to themselves as the Changing People, because no two are exactly alike. And as you can see from these images, that appears to be the case. I do like what they've done here with the Deviants. They've actually made them scary. And quite honestly, in the Kirby run of comics, they didn't really look too scary, just a little off. And in the gaming version, they did bump up the monstrous abilities, but it still seemed a little, maybe campy. Now, we do get a much better look at Crow. And based on how he looks in the movie, I suspect some of the romantic relationships that you see in the books will not be coming to the screen. Although, to each their own, love is love. Now, we should be getting another trailer really soon, and I suspect when we get this trailer, we're going to see the Deviants in action. The movie comes out on November the 5th. At least right now it does. So Marvel's marketing machine is probably full steam ahead right now, and we're just waiting for the next promotional piece. I am really curious on what you guys think of this look for the Deviants, though. It is clearly an upgrade from the comics, and it really does look like the design work was done to make these guys scary. So, what do you guys think of this look for the Deviants in the MCU? And do you find them scary at all? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.